Every day, people tend to encounter hardships of one kind or another. These hardships become a lot more difficult in the face of a disability or a handicap. Today on DailyBreakTV, we'll be looking at 8 badass women who have managed to succeed against all odds. Jennifer Bricker is an American acrobat and aerialist. Born without her legs, Jennifer was given up for adoption at the hospital as soon as she was born. An American family, Gerald and Sharon Bricker, adopted Jennifer and raised her in a small town in Illinois. Even though Jennifer couldn't have a normal life growing up, her parents never let the word can't be a part of her dictionary. If she wanted to skate, they said they would tie roller skates to Jennifer's hands and go from there. It was because of their encouragement that Jennifer was able to pursue volleyball, softball, and even basketball. She never saw her disability as a limitation. Her sister is Dominique Mossano, a retired Romanian-American gymnast. She was a member of the gold medal-winning United States women's gymnastics team at the 1996 Summer Olympics in Atlanta. Turns out, Jennifer actually idolized Dominique for years before finding out that they were actually related. Jennifer found out Dominique was her sister when she turned 16, and her parents told her when Jennifer inquired if she had been adopted. Now Jennifer is a professional acrobat and has even gone on tour with Britney Spears. She also tours as a motivational speaker and has authored her memoir titled Everything is Possible. Lisa Olson is a typical woman who gets out of bed every single day and does what most women do before leaving the house and going to work. She picks out her clothes, applies her makeup, styles her hair, and performs some routine chores. The only difference is that Lisa does all of this without her arms and legs. Lisa was born on September 8, 1974 without her limbs. It's believed that thalidomide, a drug her mother took for morning sickness during pregnancy, was to blame. She narrowly escaped being euthanized the day she was born by her doctor in 1974. Lisa was actually found abandoned as a baby in a medical college in India because she was born without her arms and legs. She was found by nurses when they opened the ward in the morning. It is believed that Olson was born in one of the villages near the hospital. Lisa said she had 2 strikes against her because not only was she handicapped, she was also female. It was her doctor who took her to an institution for destitute women and children. There she was given the name Manyata, meaning acceptance. She stayed there for 5 years until a letter from the institution found its way to Marie Olson, an administrator at the Hopetown Christian School for the Disabled in Carmel, New York. 3 months later, in February of 1980, Manyata traveled to the United States with her foster mother and began life as Lisa Manyata Olson. Today, Lisa has to depend on people for almost everything, but that doesn't stop Lisa from letting a single opportunity in life pass by. She's learned how to drive, backpacked across Europe, competed in Special Olympics, and has even earned 2 degrees. She has appeared on television shows like CBN 700 Club, I Got This, and Hamptons Road shows, and has been written about in The Virginian Pilot. Devon Merck was diagnosed with MRKH syndrome, a congenital condition that affects 1 in 5,000 women. The condition causes a woman to be born with no vaginal canal, a malformed uterus, and no cervix. People who have this condition usually discover this during puberty as they develop breasts and pubic hair but do not start getting their periods. Devon is one of those women to be affected by this condition. Growing up, Devon was bullied a lot and was called a boy and a freak by many. Any boyfriend she had growing up would disappear when they found out that she couldn't have sex. Every month, she would suffer from cramps but wouldn't get her period. Eventually, Devon's mother took her to a specialist who was able to diagnose her condition. When she turned 13, Devon had a procedure to get rid of her malformed uterus. Then, 3 years later, when Devon turned 16, she went on to have a procedure to make her a vagina, so she would be able to have sex. She had a thick layer of skin over where her vaginal canal was supposed to be, so the doctors cut it open. They then took skin from her bottom and rolled it up and inserted it into the newly created opening to form the vaginal canal. For several months, Devon had to wear a foam insert inside her vagina to stop the newly created vaginal walls from fusing back together. The surgery was a success, but she continued to be bullied all through high school. Her life changed completely when she met her husband, Trent. The couple now have an active sex life and are considering having children via surrogacy. Quinn lost both her legs in a life-threatening car accident in the year 2000, when she was just 4 years old. Her legs were hit by a speeding truck and had to be amputated. Her parents, not knowing what to do and from a rural village in southwestern China, had to improvise. Quinn made headlines in 2005 when pictures of her walking on her hands using a basketball cut in half went viral. Because of her unusual situation, she was called Basketball Girl by locals. It was due to this media attention that Quinn was able to travel to Beijing to receive free artificial limbs at the China Rehabilitation Research Center. That's a center that has been providing help to the disabled in China for over 20 years. Even though Quinn was not able to continue with her education because her family did not have the money to support her, Quinn found other ways ways to live a fulfilling life. She joined a local swimming club for the disabled, the first of its kind in the country, sponsored by the Union Provincial Federation of the Disabled. Quinn trained rigorously and achieved her dreams after becoming a national champion at the Chinese Paralympic swimming competition in 2009. Jessica Cox, born February 2nd, 1983 in Arizona, is the world's first licensed armless pilot. She was the first woman to get a pilot's license after learning to fly using her feet. Not just that, she is also the first armless black belt in the American Taekwondo Association. Jessica was born with a birth defect, but that didn't stop her from learning how to fly. It took Jessica 3 years instead of the usual 6 months to complete her lightweight aircraft license, but she endured. She had 3 separate flying instructors and a combined 89 hours of practice. Jessica even earned a spot in the Guinness World Records for this remarkable achievement. Jessica stopped using prosthetic arms when she turned 14. Like most people using their hands, Jessica has taught herself to use her feet to drive an unmodified car, to type on a keyboard at 25 words per minute, to pump her own gas, and to put in and remove her contact lenses. In 2012, Jessica married her former Taekwondo instructor, Patrick. Today, Jessica works as a motivational speaker and has traveled to over 20 countries to share her message.
And I remember promising myself I would never again wear those fake, heavy, prosthetic arms.
In 2015, Cox published an autobiographical self-help book called Disarm Your Limits. The objective of the book was to inspire people to overcome difficulties in life, using the challenges she has faced in her own life as an example. If your biggest problems in the last 6 months has been not knowing what to do during your weekends, then you're living a truly privileged life. Meet Barbie Thomas. This amazing woman lost her arms when she was 2 years old because of an accident with an electronic transformer. Barbie climbed on top of the transformer, grabbed the wires, and the electricity from them burnt her arms all the way to the bone. Her arms had to be amputated from the shoulder down as a result of the incident. Today, she could do almost anything a person with arms can do. She drives, types emails, dances, puts on her shoes, lifts weights, cooks, wears her clothes, and runs on the track all by herself. To top it all off, Barbie is a professional bodybuilder. Barbie has been competing as a bodybuilder in Phoenix, Arizona against able-bodied women since 2003. That's 11 years and counting. When she isn't busy training, she has her 2 teenage sons to keep her busy. As Barbie says, can't is not an option. Another remarkable story is that of Cassidy Hooper, a brave 19-year-old teenager who was born without her nose and eyes. Doctors say that Cassidy was born with a rare congenital disorder, although they haven't been able to pinpoint the cause. To surgically construct her nose, doctors had to draw skin from her forehead and pull it down so it continued to get a blood supply. This was then stitched and folded to make it look like a nose. They then had to graft one of her ribs to use as a nose bridge. The process to get a new nose started for Cassidy in 2007. At the time, the doctors had to carve a space for the nose to sit. Doctors also used prosthetic eyes and surgically repositioned her eye sockets close together. Cassidy is studying broadcast journalism and hopes to pursue a career in radio broadcasting.
I don't need easy, I just need possible.
Like Devon Merck, Johanna Giannone was also born with MRKH syndrome. This meant that she had no cervix or upper vagina. Because the condition is so rare and not fully understood, Johanna, like others who also suffer from this condition, was completely heartbroken when she found out about it. Johanna was 14 when her mother took her to her family doctor because she hadn't started menstruating yet, but it wasn't until she turned 16 that doctors diagnosed her with MRKH syndrome. Because Johanna didn't have a functional vaginal canal, doctors had to make one for her in order for her to have sex. When she told her fiancé about her condition, he broke off the engagement. But as they say, time heals all wounds. Since then, she's been in a loving relationship with a partner who understands the complications of her conditions. The couple even want to have children someday. What did you think of these 8 amazing women with missing body parts? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you for watching Daily Break TV. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to watch more videos just like this one.